What's happening, Lazy Bunch fans? Dan here, and I have a co-host, Master Chief.
Here we go.
Totally joking, everyone, but all that aside, we are here today for another Ask Lazy Bunch question and answer video! The chaos and obnoxiousness just never ends here. As per usual, make sure you slap that subscribe button. Make sure you like this video, comment down below your questions for next Ask Lazy Bunch question and answer video, and please show us some love and support. We are nearing 7,000 subscribers, so that is absolutely insane. At the time of this recording, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of our first Halo machinima short, and it has really bolstered our subscriber view count, so please check it out. We greatly appreciate your support, so thank you so much, everyone. Before we continue, we gotta show you guys this month's Nate Spidey 18 meme. Here it is in all of its glory. Absolutely hilarious. Love it. Beautiful. Angelic music is playing right now, I'm sure. In this video, we have over 50 questions to go over. That's almost as much as the longest Ask Lazy Bunch question and answer video. And hope that we don't have another 45+ minute video on our hands here. First and foremost, we got a question from Aquifer Unknown asking, what truly makes a Dan a man 529? What happened to the previous 528 Dan men? And who are they? Is this some sort of big conspiracy? Are you a clone? Part of a shadow government? What are they? Are they your brothers of past lives? All right, I'm gonna tone down the insanity just a little bit from here on out. Danman529 is my gamer tag that I created back in like 2007 or 8. It's been a long time. But originally I was gonna do 5293 for my birthday, May 2nd, 1993. However, there was already a 5293, so I just went with 529, happened to be there, so I took that one. As for what happened to the other 528 Dan men, I don't know. There's some around this world, and I hope one day I can meet them. Kieran the Law is here asking his very first question of the video. He's gonna be popping up a lot, so please check out his content. But now he's got a great new series about Fogs the game, so please check it out. Please like his videos, and make sure you check out his work. Anyway, Kieran the Law is asking favorite Kirby boss. No DDD or Meta Knight, but Dark Meta Knight, Galactica Knight, and Morpho Knight are allowed. So I think I talked about this before. 0, 2, and Dark Mine are probably my favorite bosses. One of my favorite ones, and this is kind of a lame choice, but Bonkers the Gorilla. I don't know why, I love fighting Bonkers. He's always a lot of fun in every game he's in. But if I had to really pick one, Dark Meta Knight's probably my favorite. Frosty and Icy is here asking his first question of the video. Sergeant Johnson in the Kirby universe? I mean, that would be an interesting crossover. I mean, Sergeant Johnson is already such a unique, iconic character. But putting him in Kirby would be absolutely hilarious. Like, I could see his lines right now. Now, who the hell is this pig puffball? Why is he eating everyone? I gotta ask. That was a terrible Sergeant Johnson, more of a Sarge from Red vs. Blue, but we get the point. He's gonna be asking a lot of questions about that universe. Incoming large question thread. Which character are you most upset didn't make it into Smash Ultimate? Remember, only video game characters can be. So honestly, my first take would be Master Chief. That would be the greatest character to have in that game of all time. But honestly, if I really had to choose one kid-friendly character that I wish was in Smash, Crash Bandicoot is the one that I wish was in that game. I don't get, maybe it's a Naughty Dog Nintendo thing, but like Crash Bandicoot I feel like would be such a great addition to the game. Not to mention he was such an iconic character for like Sony products back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So having that rivalry between Mario and Crash would be just, it would be just a lot of fun. Favorite UNSC weapon? It's gotta be the rocket launcher. I'm a sucker for guns that like blow a lot of things up. I don't know why. Favorite Covenant weapon? Brute Shot. I mean, that falls into the rocket launcher category for me. I really like that sniper rifle type Promethean weapon. I don't remember what it's called, but it is really cool. Honestly, I think the Xbox controller, like the 360 and then Xbox One, are just so iconic and just easy to use. Like that for me is my favorite. I know a lot of people prefer the PlayStation one, the DualShock controller. I mean, it's had some revisions over the decades, but something about the handle grip, I don't know. It just the grip thing, just not like big enough for my hands. I don't know, it feels just awkward a little bit. And I might be biased towards this, but I think the Wiimote is probably like the most perfect. Like it just makes sense to hold it the way you hold it. Like, I don't know, something about it is just iconic. Toa Liwa has always been my favorite. Even when I was really young, I always just loved Liwa. And at one point in the 90s, I was really big into like conservation, environmental, and animals and stuff. Like really got into nature. So Liwa was always my favorite. He's always a lot of fun. Matau is hilarious. I feel like I share his wit, so I like him too. Usually it's the Air Toa. The Air Toa are usually my tops. Favorite freelancer? Mine is Wash. Yeah, Wash is probably my favorite too, honestly. Meta is really cool, but I think Wash is probably my favorite. Favorite Minecraft mob? I gotta go with the zombies because those are the easiest to kill. The ones that I hate the most, I don't hate Endermen. I love Endermen. I hate witches. They pop out of nowhere. For whatever reason, they always sneak up on me, and once they blast me with that potion, I'm dead. Every time. They get me, and I never see it coming. Have you ever played
Have you ever played the hit game Among Us?
I've never actually played it though, so maybe one day. How are you doing today? I'm doing really good. Thank you for asking. No one ever asks how I'm doing, but yeah, today I'm doing really good mentally. I feel like there's still a lot that I have to do today, so I'm like a little anxious, but overall, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Once I get through this video, that means I have another thing ready for next week, so feeling good. The pressure, low pressure right now. Feeling good. What is your opinion on picnic tables? Honestly, it's a love-hate thing. At one point recently, I was actually considering buying a picnic table with my wife and putting it in our backyard. I don't know what it is. I love the idea of a picnic table. But growing up going to parks that were like kind of like run down, falling apart, like I got so many splinters from picnic tables. I have a bad history with them. So I don't know. That's my opinion on picnic tables. A dating sim of Perfect Soldier's characters. Oh boy. Oh man. I don't even know if I want to imagine that right now. I mean, I don't want to compare our characters to Star Wars, but like when you really think about like taking a Star Wars character, like imagine Obi-Wan Kenobi trying to hit on someone. Like it's gonna be awkward and it's not gonna go well. So that's kind of my mindset how that would work with this. Next, we got one from Frosty and Icy. If you didn't do what you do now, what would you do? I would be a pilot for Air Force, Navy, or just anything. Honestly, that first question, like, if you didn't do what you do, what would you do? Like, I understand what that means, but that's just funny. Like, grammar is it's just crazy how the English language, like, works like that. Anyway, if I didn't do what I'm doing now, I'm honestly not sure what I'd be doing. Like, there are so many different paths in life that were just misdirected for me. Like, when I was in high school, my goal was to create a business like Rooster Teeth. I even took a gap year after high school to try to get this business afloat. Our goal was to make commercials for local businesses and make YouTube content on the side to have fun and just bring in money whatever way we can. So that was the idea, but as a 18, 19-year-old, you know, you can only go so far with this, and I failed, and that was a big failure on my part. So when I went to school, I kind of just put all that in the back of my mind. And then I thought I could get into movies and filmmaking. I thought I'd, you know, make it big in Florida, maybe move to Georgia, work on Marvel movies. And that would be kind of my life. But then while living in Florida, I met my wife and all of that went out the window. All I wanted to do was spend every day with her, and at the time we were working at Disney. So Disney became my new future, and I wanted to just move up at the company. And then in 2017, I got let go. It's a whole big story with that. If you want to get some more answers on that, I could answer in a private message. It's just really complicated to explain. And then I worked at a grocery store for a little while, and I got back into YouTube around that time, so I thought I could be a YouTuber again. And then here I am, like 6-7 years later, still doing the same old thing like I have been doing back then, which is totally fine. I mean, I love this as a hobby and everything, but I hope I could get more out of this. And I know I'll never get to Greg Renko's level, but maybe one day I could get close enough where, you know, I could maybe make this a good, like, second job for me. So I'm not really sure. Honestly, like, if it wasn't for this, I don't really know what I'd be doing. There's just a lot that's been happening in my life, so I've kind of just gone with the mindset of just going with the flow. And so in my mindset, I'd rather enjoy the present and what's going on now than worry too much about the future. And that was my grandpa's mindset, and that's the mindset that I've unfortunately learned the hard way. So yeah, that's my long answer for you, Frosty. Do you think Noble 6 survived the events of Reach? Some people seem to think he did. He's literally getting attacked by like swarms of Covenant troops. I don't think he survived. And if he did, please let me know. Maybe there's some kind of a comic or a book or something that maybe I'm not aware of. So yeah, that's my opinion. Do you think Johnson survived Halo 3? How do you think he survived Alpha Halo? There's like a whole book about how he survived Alpha Halo. I honestly haven't read the book, so I don't know how he survived. But going off of my like lack of knowledge on Johnson and the events between Halo 1 and Halo 2, I think somehow he found a ship or Pelican or some vehicle on the Pillar of Autumn, got out of there, and lived a happy life, and then Halo 2 happened. So, I don't know, that's my opinion. I don't really know how. There is an alternate, like, cut ending where him and an Elite are, like, hugging, and I don't know if they die or not in that alternate cut. Look it up. I'll show you the clip right here. This is kind of what happens, but that's my opinion. Buck is here asking his very first question of the video. Welcome, Buck. Always a pleasure, man. Buck asks, will you play Cursed Halo? I've seen so many hilarious videos on Cursed Halo. I don't have it PC though, so maybe one day somehow we'll play it. But I definitely want to play it and I want to make a video on it. It is just absolutely a lot of fun. Will you ever stream on Twitch or YouTube? I don't think I'll ever stream on Twitch, just because of kind of what Twitch has become. It's kind of sus. I haven't done that yet, and it's surprising that I've lasted 13 years on YouTube and haven't done a single stream. So one day I will, Aquifer, I will. Kieran Law is back with some more questions. I'm only going to ask this one verse question. Who wins? Master Chief versus Doomslayer versus Solid Snake versus Carrier 6? Versus Ellen Ripley versus Jake Sully versus, okay, this is a long list, versus all these people. I'm gonna say Doom Guy wins. He's like He-Man. He's just invincible. He's just awesome and cool and everything. So I'm gonna say him. Kieran Law has a bunch more questions, so I'm gonna fly through these. Who's your favorite survivor in Left 4 Dead? Coach. Coach is my favorite. I love the things he says. Your favorite special infected? I love the tank one. That one is really cool, but also very terrifying. That thing like charges at me and gets me out of nowhere. What do you think of the Mantis in Halo 4? Honestly, I really love the Mantis. I wish it was an Infinite. I hope they bring an Infinite at some point, but the Mantis is really cool. Very underrated. Got any grapes? Unfortunately, no. I do not have any grapes, Duck, but maybe when you come back, I might have lemonade. What do you think Arbiter would order from McDonald's? I think he would order a Happy Meal McNugget, 6-piece with a small refreshing Coca-Cola. What do I think he would order? Honestly, I feel like the Arbiter is a Big Mac guy. Like, I feel like he would talk to Master Chief and be like, I heard a lot about this Big Mac thing from my friend, and I wanted to order it from you some point. As for the oven question, I'm gonna have Kaylee answer that one next time we see it. I don't know the answer, unfortunately. The Slime Doddist is here asking his very first question of the video. Welcome, Slime Doddist. Hypothetically thinking for fun, if there were to be a Halo Machinima style fighting game. Okay, so I think, honestly, the best choice would be Lone Wolves, Captain Reynolds, and Anderson. They would both be playable characters. They'd be fighting each other. A really interesting one might actually be Delilah and Samantha Chloe. Those two would be actually really interesting. But Anderson is a villain, and I mean, by natural selection, Reynolds would be the hero. Will Anderson get a standalone miniseries? Andrew Hindle, my friend from high school, Omega 360, he's the one who's been voicing Anderson all of these years. He voiced Ben Anderson back in Perfect Soldier Evolution back in 2011 and 10. So yeah, there's just a lot of history between me and him. And we may do a little mini-series about him, Commander Wells, and all the other characters that from the past generation. But he has a lot of backstory, a lot of history. So there's gotta be something to talk about there. Frosty and Icy asks, this one is big, fun project my friend is working on. Halo CE 234, all open world with the same story. How it work out, you think? I think it work out pretty good. Aquifer Unknown asks, any hidden hobbies you haven't shared with us? So there's a couple hidden hobbies that my wife and I have. I mean, my wife loves to craft. And we also love collecting ducks. Here I'm gonna show you some video footage of our collection. We love collecting Donald and Daisy Duck. We see ourselves as them, so we love ducks. We love collecting ducks, and that's kind of like one of our things that we like to do. On top of that, I am a huge hockey fan. Like, forget football, forget baseball, forget basketball, hockey. I mentioned it a couple times, but the Boston Bruins are my absolute favorite team. And not for the reasons you think. A lot of people like the Bruins because they're big and they're tough and they fight a lot of people and they're the big bad Bruins. But no, I love the Bruins because of the captain, Patrice Bergeron. Unfortunately, he may be retiring this season, so I don't know what's going to happen with him. But I love the sport because of the players. There's a lot of great players out there. Mike Modano, Teemu Selanne, Jerome McGinley, like I said, Patrice Bergeron, Henrik Lundqvist. I mean, these are some of my favorite players of all time. And a lot of them, if not almost all of them, are about to retire. So there's a lot of players that I love back then. And there's still a lot of players now that I really love right now. So, I mean, I could go on all day about hockey, but hockey I absolutely love. And I have a lot of hockey jerseys as well. Here's just a couple of them right now that I have on screen. Some Bruins jerseys, Anaheim Ducks, Chicago Blackhawks, but I particularly really want to get a Dallas Stars jersey, and yeah, I really like to collect things from like a lot of my favorite players. As you can see back here, these are some of my favorites from the Bruins era. So yeah, I love the sport, not because of the sport itself or the teams, but I love the players. I love those certain players, and I love watching videos about NHL 23 simulations and people making videos about like trading players to other teams and seeing how well other teams do with those certain players and that kind of stuff. So yeah, if anyone ever wants to talk hockey with me, I'm an open book. I can talk about it all day. The early 2000s is when I first got really big into hockey. Again, it's about the players that I love, and that's why I enjoy the sport. Are you right or left-handed? Why is that? Funny enough, I am right-handed, but on my computer, I can actually use both my hands, left or right. I don't know why that is. I mean, I just kind of grew up with using my left hand with the mouse more often than my right hand. Kieran Allah has a couple of questions here. I'm gonna fly through them. Paraka, Baraki. I like the Paraka. I just think they're cool. They're awesome. In the early 2000s, they had a lot of awesome commercials and music, so I love those guys. I know you love the Vaki, but honestly, I really love the Visorak. Just something about their designs are a lot of fun, and I don't know, the spinner on them is just really cool. Where the Vaki, I mean, I guess they got the disc launchers, but I mean, it's just, I don't know, I really like the Visorak. They're really cool. Roxy or Borak? That's a tough one. I want to say Roxy, I really do, but Borak are probably, in my opinion, just slightly better. Borak, they're just so cool. Saudi is here asking his first question of the video. Have you ever thought of doing a machinima that has cyberpunk aesthetic to it, such as Blade Runner? Honestly, I have really thought about that. I really wanted to do that multiple times, but it really depends on the story, and the story dictates the cinematography and how that story is told. The great thing about the Perfect Soldiers universe is that every story can be different and can be told in a different style. There is one machinima story that I have in the back of my mind. It's not gonna come out this year, next year, may not even be the year after that, but it's like a Guardians of the Galaxy type of story where it's gonna be a lot of fun comedy, some serious moments here and there, some drama and the traumatic things, but overall, it's a lot of fun. It's supposed to be a fun machinima. And for that one, I have a really stylized image in my mind with lots of colors and lots of cyberpunk Blade Runner aesthetics to it. So that one is probably the one that's going to have that. And it's all part of the universe. It's all going to be shaping up this big universe of the Perfect Soldiers. So it's going to be awesome. Do you know what kind of train this is? Listen, do you know what kind of train this is? Will humanity ever find Waldo? It's complicated. It's complicated with Waldo. Favorite Sonic character? Honestly, I'm not that big of a Sonic gamer. I've only played like a handful of levels growing up, but I haven't even played a full game at all. With that in mind, I'm gonna go with the basic answer, and that is Shadow the Hedgehog. He is my favorite. Knuckles is a really good character too, but Shadow is my top. Favorite final boss in any game? I don't know if I really have like a favorite final boss. Like, it depends on the franchise. I have different favorites for different franchises, but I don't have like a favorite overall. You ever wonder why we're here? I wonder that every single day. Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Yes, I have. I know the full story, and I'm not at liberty to tell you the story because it's not one for the Jedi to understand. M&M's or Skittles? M&M's all the way. I love chocolate. I mean, I love Skittles, but M&M's, they're far superior to Skittles, in my opinion. When will you watch seasons 11 to 13 of Red vs. Blue? Probably not anytime soon, honestly. I don't have the motivation to go through Red vs. Blue again. I don't know. At some point I will, but not yet, and I'll let you know when that day happens. If you were to do a miniseries based on Arabella, Donovan, Anderson, or Wells, thank you Frosted Icy for reminding me, it helps a lot, who would it be? I want a Donovan miniseries. Honestly, Donovan would be a really good choice. He has a lot of family history in this universe, and in the next machinima, you're gonna see that him and his family have a lot of influence on a lot of things, so it's gonna be interesting. But Arabella would probably be the best choice just because she has so many missions and she's done so many things that we haven't really told yet, and unfortunately, we're not really gonna have a chance to really talk about her past that much in the next series, that we're not gonna have a chance to expand on her. So a mini-series on Arabella would be really cool. I want that. I want that! Another question list time. Do you think the Spartan armor or the Fallout Power armor is better? I want to say the Spartan armor is better, and I'm a little biased towards that, that's why. Favorite type of Warthog? Normal, Carrier, Gauss, or Rocket? Rocket Hogs are top tier in my book. Those things could obliterate anything. Scorpion or Wraith? Scorpion, all the way, no questions asked. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? I do. Sometimes I do. Not today. Today I'm feeling good, but sometimes I do feel like a plastic bag, you know, just floating in the wind. Favorite Smash Brothers stage? Hyrule Temple. I mean, that's just, you know, classic stage right there, and that's my favorite. If enough people requested it, would you do a what if type video where Parker does come back as a zombie or whatever? I really want to do a what if series on the Perfect Soldiers universe, and Agent Parker is one character that I've tried to bring back multiple times, and every time I try to, it just doesn't make sense, and so it gets cut. It doesn't happen. So one day I definitely want to do a what if series, and after this next series on the Perfect Soldiers universe, so there's going to be a lot of consequences that happen in this next series, and a lot of big questions. A lot of big answers as well, but it's gonna be a lot of crazy things gonna be happening. What you play for surviving the zombie apocalypse? Honestly, I don't really have a plan. I know I'm gonna get infected. I might hold out a little bit so I can be with my wife, but the moment my wife's infected, I'm gonna get infected as well. My first question in the latest Ask Lazy Bunch was misworded. I meant to ask, how painful was the last Ask Lazy Bunch to make, not the Let's Watch? Oh, okay. Yeah, it was very painful to film, not gonna lie. It was a long process. This one, even though just as many questions as that one, is going by a lot quicker. It was a great Ask Lazy Bunch question and answer video, so thank you all for asking the questions, but it was a little painful to edit, and I think it was like 2 weeks delayed because of all the setbacks and everything. What's your spirit animal? Honestly, I don't know. My favorite animal is an owl, and that's because I'm an introvert, and I'm more creative at night too. But I just generally love owls. They're, you know, really cute to look at, but they're also very vicious too. Like, they could like fly at super fast speeds and like with their claws like eat anything. It's just insane. So like spirit animals, I don't know if that's my spirit animal. I mean, honestly, my spirit animal is probably like a panda. It just rolls around and like eats bamboo. But owls, I love owls, so maybe that's my spirit animal. I don't know. Have you ever owned a pinball table? I have not, and that's something me and Greg both really wanted at one point in life, but we never got one, so, I don't know, maybe one day. I'm gonna guess you might not be a fan of horror, but Ethan Hawke was the same and then acted in them. Was there a horror story you wanted to make, movie, book, or TV show? I'm not a huge fan of horror. Yeah, I mean, I like certain horror things, but on the flip side, I'm also like sick of the generic horror genre in general. This is the slasher guy. This is the demon guy that possesses that thing. Like, I feel like every idea has been done, and then all the ideas that have been done have been overly done. So like, that's why me in general, I have not been interested in the horror genre. I'm back to Frosty and Icy, but since I have Icy, it's just Frosty. Anyways, how was the process of directing through a game? So I think you're talking about body acting and machinimating, so that's a really interesting process. So for me, I film a lot of my things out of order. When it comes to a big action scene, I mark it on my script. I say, hey, this is a big battle scene. I cannot film this myself. I need people. I need to rally up people to film this scene. And so that's why I film things out of order. So I will film the scene before and the scene after before I do the big battle scene. So for instance, in this battle scene, I know how it's gonna end, I know where the characters need to end, and at the beginning of the scene, I know where to start. So with that in mind, I put together a shot list. I literally write down, I want this shot to happen after the beginning, then this, then this, then this, then this. So that way, when I'm filming the body acting session, I can tell people, hey, I need everyone to stand up over here. I need people over there to shoot in this direction. I need people to shoot in that direction. Go. 10 seconds later, shot's done. Move on. Let's go to the next thing. The body acting sessions are supposed to be easy and stress-free, so I do my very best to make sure it's easy for everyone and things like that. So, but if you have more questions about specifics, I can answer them in the private message. But that's how I do big body acting sessions. I prepare so much in advance. That way, when the body acting session happens, shot 1's done, shot 2's done, shot 3's done, shot 4's done. So pretty easy. Like I said, I make it as easy as possible with a lot of pre-production. Which game of zombie virus species is the second most terrifying since the Flood is the scariest? Honestly, the Left 4 Dead ones are the most terrifying. Like, I get freaked out by those things. Like, there could be one the size of a car charging at you. And then there's one that jumps on your head and, like, eats your brains. And then the witches, of course. Like, the Left 4 Dead ones terrify me. So let's go through one at a time. Do you think people will watch us playing some Kirby games? Honestly, I don't know. I think people would watch us try to like do the Easter eggs and get everything from those Kirby games, like achieve everything in the video. No, don't get me wrong, people will watch us play for fun, but I think we might get more out of it if we're trying to like get all the stars or all the Waddle Dees or something like that. I think if there's some sort of element to like completing it, then I think people will watch it. But as a standalone video for fun, I would love to do it, even if it's just for funsies, you know, no stress. That's perfectly fine with me. Do you want a bionicle fighting game? Absolutely. Absolutely I do. Should I stream something again? Yes, stream more Fogs, my guy. Stream more Fogs and stream more games. I mean, if the Kirby games don't work out for us, you should stream Kirby. Why not? Why are you waiting on me? Do some more streaming, my guy. If I get my Xbox fixed, would you play Halo 3 campaign for a video with me? Absolutely. Halo 3 is the best Halo campaign in my opinion. I'm always down for Halo 3. Always. What are your top 5 little known or more obscure games? Well, Elebits is an obscure one. Star Wars The Clone Wars from 2002. That game is a lot of fun. The Avatar The Last Airbender game that came out in the early 2000s with Xbox and PlayStation, I think 2 or 3. That one's a great game. It's a lot of fun. Very obscure. No one really plays it, but it's a great game. And lastly, Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. That is mine and Greg's favorite, like, summer game. Every summer we both play it. We both have emulators, so we're playing it, you know, on the PS1 and everything like that. It is we love that game. Do you have a least favorite type of game? Honestly, I'm not really sure, but open world can be a little bit daunting at times. The moment I start playing it, I feel like now I gotta invest a ton of hours into this. On the same note, I play Minecraft, and I guess that's technically open world, so I don't know. I don't really have a least favorite. Maybe mobile games. Maybe those are my least favorite. A cowboy rode into town on Friday. He stayed for 3 nights and rode out on Friday. How is this possible? Oh no, not riddles. Dude, I honestly don't know. Man, I'm not sure. Will the Perfect Soldiers be filmed in Halo 4 or Infinite? So Perfect Soldiers are gonna be filmed in both the games. It's gonna start out in Halo 4 and slowly transition into Infinite. The reason for this is I don't wanna start off in Infinite and make it like, you know, weird, like why did we go from Halo 4 to that? But there's gonna be a slow transition for the armors, for the maps, everything is gonna slowly transition to Halo Infinite. If 343 approached you to do promotional machinima with your characters like they did with RVB when they put Master Chief in Fortnite, would you? Absolutely I would. If 343 approached me and had me want to do some of my characters for the universe, I would absolutely do it. For promotional stuff and anything, I would do it. A Wild West type machinima. Genre Generator was actually gonna have some really good Wild West portions in it. Here we are 6 months later, me still telling everyone that Genre Generator is going to happen. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen, and there are Wild West segments in that. Which fog is cuter, red or blue? I think red. I mean, usually I go with blue, but red is cuter. Would we see the end of the Perfect Soldier universe anytime soon? Honestly, probably not soon, and that all depends on what happens in my life. But the idea of the Perfect Soldiers universe is that it's gonna be a long form thing, like people can invest in it and direct in it, other people can take control of it, and it's gonna be satisfying. So, again, I don't have any plans right now, but if something comes up in life, I am kind of ready. I always have like a backup plan for any project. But right now, no plans. There's gonna be a lot more planned. What was when was is? Again, isn't the English language just lovely? Like, was, I don't know, but it made grammatical sense. Sammy, a new member to our Discord server, asks his first question of the video. If you would be approached by 343 or in the past by Bungie and were given the chance to design an armor ability or piece of equipment, what would it be? So a couple of days ago, I had the idea for like teleportation, like instant teleporting like a few feet ahead of you or around the map. Then I saw a Halo Infinite leak of someone doing that. So that would have been the choice I would have had for them. But again, it's just a rumor, so I'm gonna stick with that for now. So that's the one I would go with. What character from any show, movie would you like to see as a Halo armor? I know we kind of have the Gundam ones, but like Transformers would be really cool as Halo Infinite armors. If you did have a machinima channel, would you be a Let's Play YouTuber? Honestly, probably Let's Play YouTuber. I've done a couple Let's Plays recently that I filmed that I haven't edited yet. Let's Play YouTuber is probably the route I go. Also, will you ever do a Lazy Bunch Minecraft SMP or something? Honestly, I really want to do that, but Minecraft is just, I love Minecraft. I just haven't had a chance to make a lot of Minecraft content, but someday, and I definitely would need someone to help me kind of manage that because that's a big task right there. So maybe Kieran and Law can help me out with that. I don't know, but we'll have to see. After years of YouTube, what is the final goal in the long run? Well, as I answered your question earlier, the long-term goal was to be like Greg and just make this my living. Honestly, my long-term goal now is, you know, I don't really think too much about the future because I'd rather just live in the moment, live and enjoy the things that are happening with me right now. But the long-term goal is to at least like, you know, maybe not even make like what Greg Renko makes, but make this a good second job where, you know, I could still do another job, maybe even part-time, and make this like my more priority focus, grow a little bit more, and have fun with it. And last but certainly not least, we have one from Kieran and Law asking a very important question. Should people also join the Discord and share your videos with their friends and family? Absolutely they should. Make sure you slap that subscribe button, like this video, share with your friends and family, and if you haven't already, join our Discord server. The link is down below, and there you can ask a bunch of questions for me and for future Ask Lazy Bunch videos. And we have a lot of cool people in our server too, a lot of other content creators, so if you're interested in Halo Machinimas, I'm not the only one in there making stuff. So there's other directors, there's other people making content who you might need some advice from, and all of us are there to support and to help you. That's gonna wrap it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Make sure, again, you like, comment, subscribe. Continue to show us support. We're almost at 7,000, so please continue to show us some more support. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
Oh, I got it. I'm like, bow, bow. And he's like, no, no. And I'm like, yeah. yeah, bow, bow, pew, pew, pew. Whoa. I'm good. Oh, I got him. He's like, bow, bow. And he's like, no, no. And I'm like, yeah, bow, bow, pew, pew, pew. Whoa.